Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I hope you guys could have heard that. I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special little mini episode, mini broadcast tonight. Unfortunately, my cohorts couldn't make it. So, your boy Bunny 3000 is here to hold it down all by. That's what I said. Anyways, tonight, what I kind of wanted to talk about, Geekswagg has a few things going on. So I kind of wanted to get you guys hip to that. Just talk about a few things. First off, we were talking about before. We had the Elgato Video Capture device kind of partnership, I guess you would say. It's been going pretty well. I noticed. I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that there's a number of YouTube videos going up by yours truly. I think Makita is also putting up some on cgameronline.com. So, check her out. Check out her Twitch feed as well. You'll probably be able to find some of her gaming sessions. From my understanding, she did a session with Destiny, which I'm hoping to get my hands on soon. I know they just recently opened up the beta for all consoles. So right now, if you have an Xbox One or an Xbox 360, you guys can also go in now and put in your codes. I haven't quite, pre-ordered it yet, so I don't have a code yet, but I will have a code soon. So definitely be looking out for some Twitch feeds and some video capture from yours truly. Um, like I said before, I've been using the Elgato Video Capture. It's very, very easy. Very, very easy to use. I thought it was kind of interesting that they made the device, the streaming portion of it, a part of like Xbox One and the PS4, considering they already do Twitch feeds. But I was using the streaming feature for the Xbox One on the Elgato Video Capture yesterday when I was doing maybe like one session on each one of the Battlefield 4 DLC maps. And if you go on my Twitch feed, you can see all of those different uh, play sessions that I had there. It's twitch.tv/Bunny3000. You go on there, each one of those play sessions will be on there. I've also kind of started a session where I'm going through gameplay of State of Decay's Lifeline. That's their latest DLC. It's definitely more State of Decay. I haven't really seen a whole lot this different, but I think time is much more of a factor in this version. You'll see it in, I think, one of the later Lifeline ones. Usually, when you get different tasks that you have to do in State of Decay, usually you have a bit of time to, go to a house, search around the house, clear out a house, do an infestation, maybe go over there, and then finally do the mission. But in this one, if they tell you that there's a soldier that needs to be rescued or someone, that is a part of the main storyline that needs to be rescued, you better go quick, and not mess around, because I lost a couple of people, just outright not getting there in time. Also, they had an interesting feature where they have like threat level. Usually when you have your home base, they'll have little situations where they'll say, a zombie horde is approaching your home base. Zombie hordes are approaching. Zombie hordes are approaching. Instead, it seems like these are very timed events where they say, get home quickly. There's, a serious swarm of zombies coming. So you go and they cue this moment where you have to use, where you call in for artillery. So you can call in for different kinds of like artillery strikes or supply drops or something. So all the soldiers that you have, they're out and about trying to protect within the gates, whereas all the zombies are coming. So, you can put down traps, you can put down fireworks that'll distract the zombies so that they won't swarm towards your own base as much. Um, so, as you're going through and you're gaining resources, you have to keep that kind of stuff in mind because right after you finish those swarms, it like depletes all your resources just outright, just a little bit. So it's like you have to be constantly bringing in resources of all kinds because if you don't, then your ability to, have all those strikes and have all those things happen during those events are going to be decreased or you won't be able to handle it. So you'll definitely see some more gameplay from me on that feed using my Elgato. I've been having a little bit of trouble trying to use the direct to YouTube streaming feature. So I'm going to get a little bit of support. I've got a feeling that it's probably my laptop that I've been using. If it's got something else running, or it may just not have the RAM to be able to handle, streaming it directly to YouTube. But it worked just fine streaming it to Twitch. So probably the next couple of sessions that I do on my 360, or maybe even my PS3, I'll use the Elgato capture device just to try to see whether it sends it to YouTube. Sends it to Twitch just fine, and I'll try to work out the kinks with the whole, YouTube streaming issues that I have. So like I said, Elgato, thanks for that. I'll work on a more of a written review for that. We'll maybe do another session when I get the whole crew here so that they can all talk about their experience with it. It's very easy to put together, and I'll bring it up and show you all the connections, the chords that you get, to-dos, not to-dos, that kind of thing. So we'll get into that some other time. What I kind of did want to get into that I thought was interesting was all this news that's been happening about Captain America and about Thor. The things that Marvel is doing with a lot of their characters that I think is, some people think is a bit of a gimmick, but I think it's interesting. You've got to spruce things up in order for you to get new readers or to have new storylines. But in case you haven't heard, Marvel is kind of rebooting the whole Avengers series. They have a whole new look for Iron Man. They've got a whole new look essentially for all the Avengers. Also, they made Thor a woman, and they made, the character that is Falcon, I can't remember his real name in the book, but he takes up the shield to become Captain America in this new Avengers team. And I think it's like the Marvel Now series or whatever. I'm not even certain, but I think it's coming out soon. I don't think it's come out yet. But yeah, Captain America, Steve Rogers, right? Yeah, Steve Rogers lost his powers in the storyline, and Falcon takes his place. And a lot of hardcore comic book geeks or whatever are all upset about this, and they're saying that Marvel is doing this as a gimmick. This is horrible. Why would you guys do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm certain there's probably some in there that have some racist comments just for the mere fact that, Captain America's black. Or even sexist, considering, with making Thor female. And, rather than saying, oh, this is Lady Thor or She Thor, kind of like She-Hulk and all this other kind of stuff, they aren't doing that. They're just flat out saying she is Thor, But a lot of the writers and a lot of the people at Marvel quickly put a lot of that to rest in interviews and a lot of different podcasts and sessions when they revealed that the originator actually made the very first Captain America black. So, when he first appeared in Marvel Comics, he was black. And, so this isn't new. This is the first black Captain America. This is, I guess, the second. also with Thor being female, this isn't the first time a female has wielded the hammer of Thor, and I can't pronounce the hammer's real name, Mjolnir, or whatever. I can't speak that language. I don't know what to pronounce it as. But Storm has wielded the hammer before in the comics, and I can't remember the other lady that's wielded it also. But it's not the very first time that there's been a female Thor either. So, this isn't really new for those that are, I don't want to say die hard, or I basically just want to say true comic fans. They know or did know this already. So, I'm pretty certain some of you saw some of the tweets or even some of the articles out there speaking towards this. But honestly, the real question that I kind of put out there, and I posed this question actually to my wife. It was pretty interesting because she's not a geek at all. She's not interested in comic books or the Avengers or the Legacy or any of that stuff. But I thought it was an interesting hypothetical to kind of ask and say, okay, if they kind of translated these changes they're doing in the stories to what they're doing in the movies, how much more interesting would it be for casual for like casual watchers? So whether it would draw more interest since it supposedly opens up more directions for the writers to go with the storylines. So it was kind of interesting to hear my wife when I asked her, and she was talking a bit about the Thor as a character not interesting to her. She doesn't really care about Thor in the other couple of movies, and even if they made Thor female, it wouldn't make her interested it wouldn't entice her to go see the next Thor movie if, Thor was, the girl that's supposed to be Wonder Woman, or, I don't know. It just wouldn't interest her. But she did give the whole making Falcon Captain America a little bit of credence. She said, she had 0% interest in watching Captain America the Winter Soldier, which, by the way, is a fantastic movie. Great, 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 great movie. Not even for a superhero movie. I mean, just for like an action thriller, more so a thriller. Captain America Winter Soldier is an amazing, amazing movie. Very, very good. You've got to see it if you haven't seen it. But she said, 0% chance for her to want to see it for her because it just doesn't interest her. It's not her kind of thing. But if Anthony Mackie, who is Falcon, were to, take on the shield and become Captain America, she was like, maybe 10% interest. So, for some, there's a chance in there that doing that kind of thing could get some casual, or not even casual, but some people that didn't even consider wanting to see this movie, they might want to see it if they did that. So it'll be interesting because how a lot of the characters or a lot of the people playing these characters from Marvel, they've been under contract for so long to do these characters that it's kind of hard for them to do any other movies. Between having to do the trilogies just for the characters themselves, they also have to do cameos in other characters' movies as well as the Avengers movie. So they're pretty much tied up for a good long time whenever they have to do a lot of these movies. So I could understand how that would be kind of difficult. So maybe having a way to shuffle around the identities of these characters a little bit, I think that'd be an interesting idea, even if it was just temporary, you know. So that was an interesting little bit for the comic industry that came about. But another quick thing, I finally got my subscription to my Lootcrate. So, I'm not certain how many people have Lootcrate. This is pretty interesting. Lootcrate decided to do their theme this month as villains. So One of the things, and I'm certain, I mean, everybody else that got these, they got the same thing. I mean, it's like $17 or something like that for the subscription for the month. Got some Deadpool socks. Not certain about that. I might give that to my son. The T-shirt, I kind of like the theme of the T-shirt. They kind of melded the Joker and Loki. So that's the T-shirt that they give you. Um, they give you a poster that had the let's see, it has Harlequin and the Joker, some pretty wicked, pretty wicked art. So there's the Joker poster. Here's the Harlequin poster. Um, they also have an exclusive comic um, from Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket Raccoon. This is supposedly an exclusive. He's kind of got the Lootcrate right there. They also have, I guess this is like a little mini documentary or something like that, called Necessary Evil Supervillains of DC Comics. So I gotta watch this, check this out, see what it's all about. They also have this little Lootcrate issue. I guess it just has like, just little tidbits about villains, info, just people showing off their Lootcrate stuff. Um, video game villains and, little things like that. Uh, a little magnet. Let's see if you can see that. I want you. Yeah, Bowser. And there was also a little button in here also. It's not much. Oh, sorry. There was also a, Star Wars Darth Vader keychain. So, I mean, for the $17, pretty much that, for me, the $17, a t-shirt. I love t-shirts, so, even if it was just the t-shirt, I would be happy with it. There's the rest of the stuff in the box. That's pretty cute. Oh, and the ha 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 and everything there. But I thought it was interesting. They threw it in there around the same time that the whole Batman Day, which is coming up soon. So, all you comic fiends out there, Batman Day, I think at all the comic book stores, they're gonna have you'll be able to get a free Batman comic book. I'm not certain how good or bad that is. I've got a feeling it'll probably end up being like free comic book day, where you end up with one comic book that's like exclusive for that one day that ends up being worth like 10 cents. I don't know. But, we'll see how that goes. Actually, so yeah, this is my very first Lootcrate. I'm going to stick around with it and see how it goes. I'm not going to cancel it after this one or anything like that. Like I said, I love t-shirts. So, if you guys, just throw some, if you got $17 to throw away on t-shirts, consider Lootcrate. I think there's some other services out there. Somewhere in here, I might change the subscription from Lootcrate and try the other one just to see whether they have some better stuff. And when I do, of course, I'll let you guys know, do that kind of thing. But the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about before I get out of here, like I said, just a little mini episode since the rest of the crew isn't here today. We also have, I have been talking about Battlefield 4. As you know, I'm a big Battlefield 4 fiend, so I've been playing a lot of Dragon's Teeth. Right now it's only open for the premium members. And just to kind of give you guys a feel for it, I mean, if you go on Twitch TV /Bunneh3000, you'll see some of the gameplay that I have there. I've uploaded it for you guys to watch anytime. I'm trying to do regular sessions on every weeknight around 10 o'clock Eastern time. Most of the time, I've been doing Battlefield 4, but as I was saying earlier, I have been doing State of Decay also. I'll try to mix it up with some other stuff later on. The Destiny beta, whenever I can get my hands on a preview code, I might get it get the pre-order tomorrow and see whether or not I can get a beta code. Try to actually start streaming that maybe this weekend. But yes, Battlefield 4. Um, I'm a die-hard Battlefield 4 fan. Love it. Premium for me was well worth it. Uh, Dragon's Teeth is kind of interesting. Honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about Naval Strike, the DLC maps in that. I was kind of excited at first because it was supposed to be like their stepping stone to get to the modes and things that they were doing with Battlefield 2142 back in the day, when they had, what was it, the Titan mode with the big floating ships that were like the spawn points, and then you would have to get on the ship and then try to destroy the core in order to win the match. So that was interesting because those Titans could fly around the map, and you could use the guns to like as artillery all over the map. Um, Honestly, I can't remember whether Naval Strike, whether or not the aircraft carriers could attack anywhere on the map or not. I can't remember that, but I do remember that they had like missile emplacements all over the map. So as you took those points, those missiles would shoot at the aircraft carrier. Boo. Didn't like it. I don't like that mode that much. I mean, I can see how it would get kind of intense when you're all on the aircraft carrier, but um, I didn't like it. I just want them to go ahead and just flat outright make Battlefield 2142. But Dragon's Teeth. Um, these maps, for those of you who don't have Battlefield Premium, I really think you guys will like these maps. Uh, I'm kind of undecided as to whether or not the content that they put in this is really worth the money. You know, Me personally, I enjoy it, but the new mode, Chain Link, I don't like. Um, the the ballistic shield that's in it, I mean, it works, but I mean, there's so many explosives and stuff in Battlefield, and there's not really a whole lot of opportunity in my mind to use it aside from like Conquest. Yeah, I mean, in Conquest you could probably use it a bit. You get enough people with the shield, you can protect an area enough for you to handle, taking care of the flag. Because from my understanding, I think you can only use the ballistic shield in the Dragon's Teeth maps. So as you use the shield, I mean, in these maps, you'll recognize there aren't a whole lot of vehicles. There's maybe one uh, anti-infantry vehicle on each side and one helicopter on each side on a map, or there's like one tank per side on a map. And so each one of the maps are really set up mostly just for infantry. And they kind of balanced the way the geography of the map is really well. There's a lot of areas where you'll be going up levels in buildings. Um, there are a lot of areas, even if they have like wide open spaces, they'll have water, or they'll have areas where you can go around, or they'll have different level, not necessarily skyscrapers, but buildings in strategic areas so that you'll have sniper cover or fire or whatever, but you know, the snipers won't just have the advantage over everything. So, it's not like you'll be able to snipe for the whole map or whatever in one spot, because you'll be pretty much out in the open for most places on the map when you're a sniper. So, I honestly, I could see these maps working better as deathmatch maps, um, than I guess than like the conquest maps, even though it still works really well as the conquest maps. I could see these maps working pretty well as like, for some of the other ones. But the other thing is they have this robot in there, the remote automated weaponized robot, the RAWR, I think. And I haven't gotten to use it yet. It's actually one of those like action, it's like one of those not necessarily combat drops, but it's like there's a keypad that is an icon on the map when you get close enough to the icon, and you'll see a little crate on the ground with like a little iPad or whatever on the ground. So you pick this up, and just like when you use the mortar, or when you use some of the other automated tools in the game, or like the repair robot, it's just like that. You'll flip it out, and it'll give you the perspective of using this thing. So it basically has like a heavy machine gun that you can use on it, and also like rockets. I think it rockets kind of like the airburst that the support troop has. So you'll have that kind of equipment, and it's pretty heavily armored. So really, really smart guys, what they'll do is they'll have that RAWR going, and they'll have a engineer have like the repair robot behind it to repair it so that it can go around. But just leaving it out there in the open to do stuff, it'll be easy to destroy it. So it's typically good if you use that robot and you use it with an actual group, and you're going down like a street or something like that. It's not going to do anything when you're getting inside a building, because there's no real way, direction for this thing to go. So people that use it well, they'll use it for like to advance like a group or a squad, and it'll go up in front, and then it'll be able to um, initiate the combat, and then the rest of the troops will come around the corner. You're going around a corner or something, like the rest of the troops will come behind and mop up after this thing. So it's a good tactic to use. It will run out of ammo, and you can't give it more ammo. So once it's out, it's done. So it's not like you'll have like four of these things running around and just tearing up the entire map. You'll see it in there for a while, and then maybe halfway through the match, it'll be gone, because I think there's only two of them that end up coming up per map. So it's a nice little addition. I kind of like it. I'm wondering whether or not they will make it available on some of the other maps, because I think it's a good little addition, to have as like a just an extra weapon to have on the map. And honestly, it pisses me off sometimes, because when you pick up some of these items, it's like you pick it up and you instantly drop it. It's like it never, you never pick it up and hold it half the time, or at least for me. I don't know about everybody else. So I like press the button to hold it down to pick it up, and the guy picks it up, and then when I let go of it, he drops it. And then when I hold it, it's like I don't know what happens. I don't. So I got to figure out how to do that. I guess I need a tutorial. But it's definitely cool. I like it. It still makes me wonder as to whether or not it's really how much would it be worth if it was just regular DLC. I want to say maybe $15. And for a DLC that doesn't have any new vehicles, I mean, it's got some new weapons in there. The Bulldog, the assault rifle, everybody uses that thing. Great rifle. Great, great, great rifle. And it's pretty easy to get, because most of this stuff, like the ballistic shield, you have to achieve, you have to gain it through an achievement. You have to, like, destroy 3 explosives. You have to do suppression assists, get a certain amount of suppression assists, and something else, I don't know. I have to look at it's called Vanguard. It's like a achievement that you have to, or like a mini medal that you get in the game, one of mini achievements that unlocks a lot of equipment. It's one of those. So I should have it soon. All I need is just the explosive portion of the requirement to take care of. So I might do a little bit of that tonight. But it's definitely interesting. If you've got Battlefield Premium, I think it'll be a good addition. I definitely am going to be playing this more than Naval Strike and more than Second Assault. I don't play Second Assault that much. It's okay. I play mostly China Rising, and I'll probably be playing this just from the fact I love using a ballistic shield. So, yep, that is my first impressions of Dragon's Teeth. So you'll see some more gameplay on my Twitch channel, so definitely check that out. You'll see some on YouTube. Check that out as well. And right before I go, I definitely want you guys to check me out on Twitter at Bunneh3000, Bunneh 3000. I'm on Google Plus. I'm not on Instagram yet. Sorry. But I have my YouTube channel. I have my Twitch channel. Um, I've got articles all over the place. You should be able to catch me on blackgirlnerds.com for all those female nerds out there. Hey, how you doing? Um, I'm also on Gaming Precision. We usually have a podcast on Thursdays here on Google Hangouts as well, so you'll catch me there, along with Ivan Mashkov and Felicia Nightingale. We chop it up on Gaming Precision's podcast on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And let's see. Of course, you'll find most of my articles on Heed Magazine, heedmag.com, HEEDMAG.com. And to find everything that's geek related, or even our old audio podcast, because we have a decent amount of audio podcasts. Just put in heedmag.com/geekswagg. That's GEEKSWAGG, and check out some of our old podcasts there. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know. I'm trying and working really hard to see if I can get some more material in here to get some sweepstakes out for you guys. I know the whole what was the last one I had? Or last one, the only one that I had, the Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends contest. I don't know about y'all. I still love Dynasty Warriors. I'm trying to work to see if I can get Koei to get Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, as well as the new Samurai Warriors 4. If I can get them to get some giveaway copies, I'm going to try for it because I love those games. So be on the lookout for that as well. We're going to try to get some more Turtle Beaches. This is a Turtle Beach XO7, I think. It works really, really well. So check out the review for that as well, and shout out to Turtle Beach. Thank you so much for these. So definitely be on the lookout for more Turtle Beach stuff. I'm going to try to get Mad Cats in here as well. They've got some really good Triton Xbox One headsets that I'm looking for. So I'm going to try to get for those. So thank you guys for jumping in and listening. This is just a little mini episode, mini Vcast. We're trying to do more of these videos and everything for you guys to keep you in the know. And as always, this is Geekswagg. Love you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.